Hello everybody and welcome to a new series I'll be starting based on Look the Notables 100 Drops of X. So, this series will be 100 games of a certain game mode. Now, I have a goal here of if I can get 25 wins in Tilted Zone Wars, I can use any pickaxe on here. So, let's get into it. So, game 1 out of 100. This guy jumped into a box, but I was eventually able to win by getting the kill. 1-1. In game 2 though, I kinda shouldn't have went for height. Then in game 3, I got caught in a trance and yeah. Game 4, I really should not be using Rifticles in Tilted Zone Wars. In game 4, I got absolutely wrecked and got lost. Game 5 though, I was able to get the win by going down onto the low ground and getting the kill. Game 5, I was healing in Storm and got shot. And in game 7, I really need to be more careful where I'm going. How this guy shoot me? Now game 7, I kinda need to pay more attention. And I did a Tim the Tatman in game 8. And in game 9, I did another Tim the Tatman. And then game 10, I was not paying attention and got one pumped. In game 11, I fell down and able to catch myself this time, but I did that. And then in game 12, I was just an absolute bot. In game 13, I was able to time that perfectly to get another win. In game 14, I got another win, 2 wins back to back. Game 15, I did another Tim the Tatman. In game 16, I got sprayed into and died. In game 17, I made a very unfortunate mistake and I got no scoped. In game 18, however, I died. In game 19, I got absolutely cooked, just jumped into my box, Super Sabrina Carpenter. Game 20, I don't even know what I was doing, I got jumped into my box and dead. Then I died again to Sabrina Carpenter again, in game 21. In game 22, I got sprayed into and died. In game 23, I was fighting the guy, I made a very bad peek, and so I ended up losing the fight after making a window edit. In game 24, I ran into a one pump. In game 25, I ended up getting full boxed by a guy and completely closed, and then I end up getting killed. In game 26, I make a stair edit, but I get trapped and killed. In game 27, I tried to shoot out height and eventually got Tim the Tatman. In game 28, I did another Tim the Tatman. In game 29, I got Etidon and killed. In game 30, after that annoying defeat, I ended up getting killed again. In game 31, I jumped down from height and sprayed a guy and killed him. In game 32, I tried to get onto height successfully, but then a guy came and killed me. Game 33, I was shooting at a guy when I got sniped. In game 34, I was able to win a heal off dust of the Chug Chug. In game 45, I really need to stop looting too much because the guy just came in and killed me. In game 46, I shot a guy for 26 with a shotgun for some reason, and then I ended up dying. In game 47, I really need to stop using bounce pads as a trampoline. In game 48, I was opening chests in zone and died. In game 39, I kinda fell off, literally, then died to zone. Game 40, I was an idiot and I forgot all fight IQ. Game 41, I was stealing in zone and tried to one pump a guy. That did not work. Game 42, I was running after Sabrina Carpenter and I could not get to her, and then another guy killed me. Game 43, I ran into a one pump. Game 44, yeah. Game 45, I died from a third party. In game 46, I was a mining round. Nope, I was on roof. And I died. In game 47, I shockwaved into zone did 19 damage to the guy, and then died. In game 48, I saw myself improving, and then I died. Game 49, my friend joined, so if I kill him, it kills a win. But I don't think I'll kill my friend anytime soon if Zerkler. Just made a poor peek, and then Zerkler kills me again. And then I go and die to this guy, who somehow was able to edit Wall and Wall. Game 52, I was healing in zone when the Zerkler guy came in, and yeah. Game 53, I was chilling and then I got dunked on. Game 54, I pushed the guy in his portal fortress and then died. Game 55, I killed my friend twice at that point. And then game 56, I ended up dying after getting shot in zone. In game 57, I kinda got cooked. But I was seeing improvements in game 58, but then my sweat of a friend decided to come in and kill me. Game 59, I was trying to open a chest, but then this guy just jumped in and killed me. Game 60, however, I was not paying attention and just died. Tragically. Game 61, I was getting sprayed in. I was able to get this kill. Nope. And then game 62, I tried to be the guy from it, and game 63, we have 7 wins, but that's not going to help me if I'm going to go and get pickaxe now, is it? What am I doing? Game 64, I tried to get onto height. What happened next? Well, this happened. The guy kinda came down, I tried a very poor right hand peek and died. Game 65, it went down to heal off, but it ended real quick. Game 66, I did another turn to Tapman. Game 67, I dropped down, tried to fight this guy, did 75 damage, died. Game 68, I went for a shockwave play like Booger, except this time it went well, in my favour this time. Almost at 70 games now, and I get shot. Game 70, I glided down as if I'm just gliding into the battlefield, and I did 150 to my opponent and died. Game 71, I got absolutely destroyed. Game 72, I dropped down, and this time, got the win for a 9th. Game 73, I got the 11th. Game 74, I died to this sweat. Game 75, I was going from side to side and died. Game 76, I died. Yeah. Game 77, I almost made the best edit of my life, but in game 78, let's just say I definitely didn't make the best edit of my life. Game 79, I got third-partied some random guy and got beamed to death. Game 80, and I tried doing evasive manoeuvres and died. Game 81, I got the win by making the other bad guy too slow. Game 82, I need to play rhythm games and then that didn't happen, man. Game 83, I made an edit and died. Game 84, bad right hand peek, I paid the price. Game 85, I somehow died to Snoop Dogg here. Yep. Game 86, I got double teamed on. Yep. Game 87, I tried spraying and the guy went into zone and then I got the win for the 12th win. Game 88, what happened? I got shot by a random guy. Game 89, I exited into another guy's box and died. Game 90, I could not do a thing. Game 91, I was able to get the win. Game 92, I forgot to jump. Game 93, I did remember to jump and got the win. Game 94, I tried to chop out height and paid the price. Game 95, I got absolutely cooked by a sprayer. Game 96, I kinda failed life Game 97, I died. Game 98, I won. 15 wins, and it looks like that's all it's going to be for now. As I get another one, actually. And then I get another one for game 100. So we get 17 wins. So we failed the challenge. But there's always the next time, which hopefully we'll succeed on our challenge. Thank you and goodbye.